What's the deal? You sponsoring Nerf now or something? That's a Nerf ball. No free ads. I don't know if they want to send us some Nerf stuff though. We have. That's true. No freebies. They've been known to, have some good guns and things like that. You know? Yeah, don't we have the Nerf guns?
Oh yeah. Could be any gun though. Could be target gun.
Are that's still allowed? You can have fake guns? For now. All right. Hey, welcome to the Closing Beat, everybody. Happy Monday. How we doing out there? Hope you're having a good day. All is good. Welcome to our show. Every day we do the show live. It's a stock market update show. Anything's possible, you know. All kinds of weird things can happen, like not being able to see some of the images and stuff. There you go. There's one down there at the bottom. I hope you're having a good day. We're going to talk about the stock market today. I've got some good things here for you. I'll go through everything like I have, and then we'll get questions if you have any, things like that. There'll be no show on this Thursday and Friday. We're going to be taking the office to Blue Ridge, Georgia. You ever been to Blue Ridge, Georgia? Huh? What do we got here? Let's see if I can go over here. Cody, what do you got?
I'm sorry, I was listening. I wasn't listening to you. I'm sorry.
Oh man, you're not even listening? You can't even hear me?
Oh, now I'm all.
You can't pay attention. Well, anyways, we're going to Blue Ridge. And we're going to hang out in the mountains a little bit there, take some time. So no show on Thursday and Friday. Hope you don't mind too much. Our Wine and Wealth class will be recorded. We will not miss one of those. There's some RMD changes, man. It's unfortunate there, some of the things that are coming up. So we got tips and tricks there to help you avoid RMDs that are not necessary. And the IRS actually made a mistake there, so waiting on some guidance from them, but I'll post that. Also, if you're interested in our FinTip series, this week we got some good ones. Today we posted, how's Biden doing in the first 100 days? He's actually doing really well. So we posted all of the previous presidents in their first 100 days, gave you all kinds of good stats and things like that. Also on Wednesday, we're going to do the 1031 exchange is getting messed with by Biden in the new plans there. So we're going to talk about that, give you some updates there, and of course keep you posted how things go. And then on Friday, we'll do a video on dividend portfolio building. All right, so if you like the FinTips videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel, all that good stuff, and thanks for supporting us. I do appreciate that. Let's talk about the stock market here today. It started off better, right? We had a great start to the day. It sort of faded throughout the day. The Nasdaq stayed negative basically all day. You had the fear of missing out sort of rally continuing here. We talked about all the cash that's out there in our Notes from Jazz email this weekend. Yeah, it's just a lot of money sloshing around, but we'll get into that here in just a little bit. Also, you had Warren Buffett's investor meeting. That one came out. He said they expect significant inflation, and they're actually raising their prices as well in his core businesses there, which kind of goes into what other companies have been saying through earnings season. That was the most used word in terms of things that have changed quarter over quarter, was the word inflation. So everybody's sort of planning on inflation, and it looks like it's coming there. So let's see what we got. We'll look at the Nasdaq, still up 7% year to date, but it was the biggest loser here today, and that's largely due to Amazon's pullback, down about 2.3% on the day. It's pulling back into this range. That is so frustrating if you're an Amazon holder there, because there's nothing happening with Amazon there. So that was one of the big drags that held you back in the Nasdaq today, along with Tesla. Had a great day on Friday there, so pulled back about 3.4% here today. Those were the two biggest drags on the Nasdaq. Some notable names. We talk about Amgen. Amgen's now recovered more than half of its earnings decline there just in the last 2 days, so quite an impressive little rally there. And I want to point out Costco. Costco's been a slow and steady one with their dividends and everything. They keep raising the dividends. We're up to 79 cents a quarter now, so Costco doing that. Got a handful of upgrades here today, almost pushes it back to new highs there. So Costco kicking some butt. I thought that was notable in the Nasdaq. If we go over to the Dow, it's up 12% year to date. It was the best, well, yeah, it was the best performer here today thanks to a rally in healthcare. That healthcare continues. Look inside the Dow, you got United Healthcare up to new highs. Sort of just got going out of nowhere, right? So looking good there. Also point out Amgen, of course, recovering. That's helping the Dow as well. Salesforce.com was your biggest drag on the day, down about 3%. The downtrend just continuing. Look, we could just take the downtrend here. Stretch it out. You got equal highs, everything very much intact here as far as downtrend goes. Now, if you're looking to buy the stock, of course, you don't want to fight a downtrend. If it happens to break, that might be something interesting, or even better, if it pulls back and then starts to rally and you want to assume that it's a higher low, that might be something to look at as well. But for now, it was the biggest drag here today. If we look over on the S&P here, it started off good. The S&P actually started up. I mean, it's 12% higher year to date. If we take a look inside of it, you got Apple, one of the stocks that helped out. Just wasn't amazing, right? And it faded from its highs. So if you look inside of Apple, strong start to the day, and then all day long, just a little bit more selling there. If we look at Berkshire Hathaway, we can look at any class of stock there. Berkshire Hathaway hitting new highs, of course, for their weekend investor conference that they had there. And if you look at the S&P 500, the first day, I was so excited to share this with you. The first day has been something special. If you look back over the last 12 months here, look at the first day of the month's return. So this is May's returns. I'm sorry, this was today's first day returns. It was a little bit better than that. April, March, February, January, etc. You go back through there and you see only twice was it negative in the last 12 months. Right? So 10 out of 12 months, the first day starts off strong, and a lot of good gains here in the last few months. So a lot of that was starting today. When I woke up, saw the markets were going to move higher, I thought, this is odd. I feel like it's again April, which was also March, which was also February, with these strong gains to start off the month. We are trending a little bit lower there, so maybe not something you want to follow, but I thought that would be something you want to take a look at. And then as far as the markets moving higher, ask yourself, what's the catalyst to move the markets higher? We're here. We're sitting at new highs. Everything's good. We expect a booming economy. Everybody's happy. They're out there buying stuff and traveling again. In Florida, just took away the mask mandates and whatever the guidelines were for going around town. So all of that's gone. Everybody's revisiting. We're going to Disney World. Okay, money's being spent from people that have the money to spend. All right, well, we're here. We're sitting at highs. So that's not going to move the markets higher. We've already kind of price that in. So then you look at earnings. You go, earnings were great. Actually, it was really good earnings season, growth around 6%. A lot of people think it's going to get better than that. And so is it going to be that? Well, we're done, right? The biggest portion of earnings season is actually over, and they killed it. It did well, and nobody seemed to really care. The stock market didn't actually move all that much. So you look at these different things. Is it taxes? Is it the fact that Biden wants to spend all that money and that's going to help boost things, get people back to work and all this great stuff? Doesn't matter where you stand on it. The market doesn't care. So what's the catalyst that's going to move us to new highs there? Also, we have this sell in May and go away phenomena, which I've talked about numerous times actually in my Notes from Jazz email there. Here's just a quick shot of it here. Selling in May. Here's the May performance going back to 1950. That's every single May. If you look at the bars there, initially it's kind of like, I don't know, 50-50. You sort of look at that and say, well, it looks about 50-50. Here is last year, and then just working all the way back to 1950. So should you sell in May? Well, the average May produces a gain, actually. So in the long run, you would be doing yourself a disservice if you sold in May. Median gains would represent the same exact thing there. Biggest loss was in 1990. Biggest gain, 1990, 9.2%. Biggest loss, 8.6%. You got to go back to 1962 for that. And down here at the bottom, the percentage of times that May is actually positive is almost 60%. So yeah, there's some down years in there, but is that any way showing you that selling in May is the way to go? Like, it's not 50-50. If it was 50-50, I'd say, all right, well, I get why people say that. Let's compare it to the other months and see if there's something there. But it's almost 60%. So I've covered this in our Notes from Jazz email. Selling in May and going away is not really something you want to do. You might want to go away, but do you want to sell? So we've actually compared that there. And I just wanted to share that with you because you're going to hear that a lot. Sell in May and go away till Labor Day and all that good stuff. Well, prove it. Give me something, right? And I get it. It's the May to October, November returns there. But even that, they're less returns, but they're still positive. So it's a tough one to run away from there. And we'll likely keep sharing data with you on that as we go. right, if we go over to the sector breakdown here for the day, let's take a look. It was all energy today. If you happen to see the price of oil is up 1.5%, continuing its rally. I mean, there's no argument there with oil, but I'm using the XLE today to show you that. Looking at energy stocks, the clear leader today, the momentum continues. It's the same big leaders here if you're going around and looking in the S&P 500. You've got National Oil Well, great day, up 6% on that one. Holly Frontier, also with a good day, almost above the 50-day moving average there. Halliburton continuing to try to rally as well, a little bit weaker than some of the other ones if you're comparing notes there. And Valero, great day for that one, 5.5% gain there. Actually, Marathon was the only one that did not participate today, down 1.15%. Other than that, you got a good rally over there in the energy space. Some of the sectors we don't normally talk about, basic materials had a good day as well. It was a broad rally. Everything participated in the basic materials there. Nucor, biggest gainer, hitting new 52-week highs. Lind, which is LIN as a ticker symbol, it had a good day as well, up 1%. It makes up 15% of the basic material. So that's kind of the one you want to follow there. And they had a good day today and continues to perform really well there. Albemarle was the only one that was kind of a drag today. So we can't say a full broad rally there, down about 1.3%, but not a big deal. It's had a great run over the last couple weeks here. It's obviously been very strong over the last year, so a little pullback there might be more of an opportunity. If we look at industrials hitting new 52-week highs today, largely because of two stocks. FedEx, bam, big day for FedEx, up 5%. UPS, that extended rally continues, very extended rally there. Got a handful of upgrades today between the two of them there, and they were the biggest contributors to the industrials rally here today. Some other good names in there, but that's basically it for that one. If we go over to new highs and new lows for the day, there were 104 new highs on the day. Less than 5 of them finished in the red. Oh, no. Let's go over here. A.O. Smith, nice little breakout there. If you're looking at it as a technical trader, you see this sideways momentum. You like this. I mentioned it the other day. I like the reversal. When you have a big down day that immediately gets reversed by an even larger positive day, you like the sign of that for leading towards a breakout. Today was your day. Good volume on that one as well. We look over at Newell. Newell Rubbermaid's very similar pattern, in an uptrend, consolidated a little bit, now moving to new highs. Seems like traders are liking that one there. You've got PVH. Right? Look at that. The little breakout that faked you out before. Gave you a higher low and continues to trend on that 50-day moving average. So interesting there. We'll move on over to the home builders. I don't know that this one is there yet, but I thought this was cool because it's not currently happening. It may be one setting up. The home builder Lennar looking to break out there. And that was kind of the only one for that area. And then CVS. You know what CVS is. They sell COVID shots. Up 1.7% on the day. Good, solid volume there and breaking out to new highs. So not too bad there if you're following the new highs. There were a ton of them, really, to take a look at. Who was the one? One of them moved to new highs today. I can't remember. I forget. I forget. There was one that gained like 10%. A lot of retail names up there. 9% gains on the day. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at stocks in the news here for today and see what we've got. Then I'll take your questions. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett named his successor, Greg Abel. He'll take over as CEO when Mr. Buffett has to retire eventually at some point or the inevitable worst happens. So that was in the news. Lots of other stuff from that conference if you're paying attention there or like that stock. Spotify was in Barron's over the weekend. Yeah, Spotify in Barron's, they said, where the stock is currently at, you're assuming some kind of performance. They said the performance that you're expecting out of Spotify is likely not going to be as good as where the stock price is. It was a whole long thing that they talked about there. So Spotify down on the day. Verizon getting rejected off the 200-day moving average. They did sell Yahoo and AOL. Last week that was like a rumor, and they said, well, we're considering it. Well, I believe Apollo, moving quickly, or this deal was already in the works, they're going to buy out that for $5 billion, I believe was the magic number there. So good news for them. Not enough to get you back above the 200-day. What else do we have here? We got Intel. The CEO was on, not Saturday Night Live. That's going to be Musk. 60 Minutes. The CEO was on 60 Minutes. He said the company's going to not do as many stock buybacks in the future. They've got some work to do, maybe some CapEx to be working on there. So that's what's going on with Intel. And Estee Lauder, ouch, missed on earnings by 4 cents. Revenue's weaker than expected. No exciting news in terms of guidance. Stock loses 8% all in one day. That erases like about a month's worth of gains. Yep, that's a tough one. We own that one. Small position there for us. It just doesn't matter. You don't like to see that. $25 down in one day. All right, as far as earnings this week, you got a lot. CVS, which I mentioned earlier, Eaton Vance, Marathon Petroleum, Pfizer, Activision, Caesars, Prudential, T-Mobile, all coming out there. Some changes in the S&P 400, S&P 600, and not a lot in terms of dividends to kick things off for the week. So I'll take a second here and see if I can answer your questions. If you have any questions, I think I have covered everything that I hope to cover. An okay day. You know, it would have been cool to see us finish a little bit stronger and continue with that action that we had for the first start of each month, but no, not really happening there. That's it. I love it. Berkshire Hathaway has underperformed. Well, I think that's true. I do believe that is true. Their approach is slightly different, and so I don't think they would benchmark themselves against that. Maybe they do, like in terms of their reporting and stuff, but I think their idea is more slow and steady wins the race there. I love it. Boy, we got a lot of tax changes coming up, man. I was just reading through all the details of the proposals over the weekend. Man, they're coming to get everybody. One way or another, it's going to get you there. Why are the chips trending so low? You did see that. Yeah, you got a little bit of that going on there. AMD refusing to get up. Intel obviously selling off. I believe Micron is holding up the best. If you want to take a look, so far, Micron holding up the best there. Think about it. That shortage is already priced in. Everybody got excited about it. We know it's here. It's old news at this point. And obviously, they're ramping up supply as much as they can. So does that justify these higher prices? I mean, everything is being delayed because of these stinking chips. Yeah. AMD for the long term, I can't disagree with that. I don't know that I'd be like dipping my toe in the water here. Does it kind of feel like it could get a little cheaper? Maybe a little bit. Andrew, really like the trading strategy video. You guilty of getting in too early? I love it, man. I love it. I like teaching stuff like that. Keep you guys focused on just instead of randomly buying and stuff. Yeah. You want to do some earnings trends for GM? Yeah, we could do that. We'll work on that. We could do some GM type stuff because they do have earnings coming up. I'll make a note. GM. Cool. Cool. What do you think about AT&T? So, you know, it's a staple dividend type stock. It's been waking up. I like the idea of this thing waking up. Better than Verizon in terms of what seems like possibility. You're just about over these highs. Stuck at 32. Yeah, that's a couple times in a row. The problem here, I think, is if you're a technical trader, you say, all right, I'll take it in here somewhere. Where's your target if it gets through 32? It's not much higher, 33, right? At these prior highs, everybody's going to look at that one there. So that bugs me just a little bit. Yep, can you hear it? Can you hear it? If the markets keep this up, going to have a very time finding anything to use for tax loss harvesting. Yeah, that could be a valid issue there. Yeah. Thanks, Giovanni. Thanks for coming by. You like the cues for the Roth? Well, it depends on what you're shooting for. I mean, as far as having a growth type, product to using an ETF is going to be really popular if these tax laws change. But no problem with that. Very low dividends. Obviously, you're interested in growth. I mean, you give me nothing to compare it to, so I'm just kind of agreeing with you. If a stock is near 52-week highs, you buy now or wait for a pullback. The 52-week high list that I bring up is usually just to show some technical event corresponding with a 52-week high. Just because something hit a new high, like healthcare maybe, right? Not quite, but I mean UNH, that's what I was talking about. So just because a stock hits a new 52-week high, what's the reason you're buying it? Right? You just buy it randomly because it touched a new 52-week high. So I try to point out things that are about to or just touched 52-week highs, but also have some other pattern that might attract other people, right? Because your beliefs are just your beliefs, and really, honestly, nobody cares what you buy or sell individually. But if you know that other people are going to come to it and want to play along because they believe something, well, the more of that you can throw into the pot, the more you give that recipe for, yeah, I'll buy a 52-week high as long as there's some technical patterns going along with it there. I know. I know. You want more people to come along. That way, if you're wrong, chances are a lot of other people were wrong as well. Gambling is popular here lately. DraftKings has pulled back. Could it be the best of both worlds there? That's a good one. That's a good idea. Thinking I'll buy the pullback on something that's popular but sort of not being focused on right now. Let's see how they do. I love it. I love it. What? Let me see. What do you think of Buffett's statement of the most interesting movie rates close to zero I ever watched? He sense that feels like will end badly. He did say a lot of things that were. They did come out swinging. Both him and Charlie Munger with some of the comments that they had and just the general attitude. I know they're very laid back, calm people, but it seemed like there was a little bit more negativity in his cadence. You know, the way he was talking and stuff. So maybe. I mean, nobody knows but him. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there. I think I've covered everything. Quick double check, make sure I got what I needed there for you guys. We'll be back tomorrow to do this all over again. Appreciate you hanging out with me, and hope you have a great rest of your day. Remember, no show Thursday or Friday. We're going to take a little office trip, and yeah, but we'll see you tomorrow. Adios.